Hi, my name is Michael Hayden of Hayden Design Group, and this is part of that ongoing series of answering questions that you didn't know to ask. Sitting with me is a gentleman named Turney of Light by Design. He has a specialty in his business where he can design your lighting and also show you how you can actually save on energy. The important thing is we're always hearing about, well, we have to go solar power, or we have to go with insulations, or we have to do a number of things. Well, all of this is good to do, but I wanted to show you an alternative that also saves you energy. So here is Turney. Corey?
Thanks, Mike. Energy is a big deal in my industry. Right now, that's probably one of the number one phone calls I get and especially it's concerning around LED lighting. It's changing our industry, and I'm very excited about what the future holds in that arena. We are right now, we've been going through a very transitional stage with the LED lighting, and it's been kind of up and down in the beginning. We are now finally getting to that end stage where we've got a product that we can really put out into the public. And it's amazing the amount of energy savings that you're going to get from the LED lamps. And the biggest company that I've been following is Philips Lighting. Those guys have done the most research and development in their LED technologies, and I'm very impressed with the products that they're putting out. One of the problems that we had in the beginning was the color aspects, also the light volume, and the consistency of the lamp. So we had a lot of issues with that in the early stages of LED, and those guys have really done a good job of working through those issues and coming up and basically developing the product. Obviously it's new, so the technology is new and it's pricey right now. A lot of my clients, I've been backing them off on actually making that transition to LED because the return on investment right now isn't really quite comprehensive to where it's going to take you 25, 30 years before you really get a good return on that investment. Now, what we're projecting is by 2014, the numbers are going to be where we can definitely get a good return on investment.
Really?
Yeah, and definitely it's a huge energy savings in the house. What we figured is about the average household across the country consumes about 3,000 watts of electricity just through lighting. Now with LED, we're probably looking closer at consuming 300 to 500 compared to the 3,000.
That's a substantial savings.
Substantial savings. And when you think about what that's going to do, not just to an individual household, but across the entire country, it's going to really make a significant difference in what our energy grid is needing to supply the demand for. It's really going to help out a lot. What Philips has developed, basically what they realized is that the biggest market isn't in new construction. They realized that the biggest market is in all the existing homes. There's millions and millions of homes already out there. And so what they put the majority of their research and development in is in the retrofit LED.
It also works for like additions and remodeling as well.
Absolutely. So people adding on to their homes or pulling old stuff out and putting it in, now is the good time to start transitioning and getting prepared for that LED product. I've got to beta test a couple of the lamps, and in the beginning I was seeing where we were taking a typical recess can light bulb, and the initial LEDs just didn't hit the mark. In fact, it looked horrible. It was a bad light, and so LED had a hard time getting started off. Now I have a hard time discerning between an incandescent lamp and a LED.
So it's come that difference.
It's come that far. The problem is the lamp that looks like that is in the $60 to $80 price range right
compared to what?
Incandescent lamps run in the $5 to $10 price range.
Okay, but that's being discontinued.
Eventually, it will be pushed out. With what the government's passed its laws in order to make the incandescent lamp more energy efficient. A lot of the traditional incandescents that you find now will be a thing of the past pretty soon. I know we had compact fluorescent as a very viable option in energy savings, and for the longest time, it's been probably our best option for energy saving lamps. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of the fluorescent light. So there's a number of things that I have a problem with the fluorescent lights. One is the level of mercury that each lamp has. Each city is supposed to come up with its own disposal waste station for fluorescent lamps.
Really?
Yeah, I've been in this industry 20 years, and I know San Antonio doesn't have one. Austin's a little more progressive. They've got something, but I know that the majority of the public doesn't know about these places.
Whoa.
So typically what's happening is everybody's taking their compact fluorescent lamps, throwing them in the trash. Well, all of that compact fluorescent, all of those are going to the landfills. Mm-hmm. And basically what we're doing is we're putting mercury into those landfills.
We're polluting our land.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not a good thing. Also, too, fluorescent lighting doesn't reflect color as well.
No, it doesn't.
There are UV rays that come out of fluorescent. You don't get that with LED lighting. So that's a great positive with that. Also, too, fluorescents take a little while to heat up. I know that's irritating to me. I like to go into a space and instantly turn on my lights. Fluorescent, it takes about 2-3 minutes before it actually warms up to a temperature, to where it's burning at the level that it should. Also, too, fluorescent operates on a Hertz cycle. So with that, it's not a continuous light. It's actually a strobe effect, but it's happening so fast our eyes can't pick that up. And what happens is, especially in men over the age of 30, we have a cataract in our eye, and we can see these intermittent pauses that happen in the fluorescence. It causes stress, causes anger, causes depression. There's a lot of bad side effects that come along.
I'm not going to say a joke about that.
No, it's best not to.
Yes.
And I think about things like that. All of our schools, all of our offices, they're all operated under fluorescent lighting.
Yes, exactly.
So, and it is energy efficient. It doesn't produce a lot of heat the way the incandescents do, and we can produce a tremendous amount of light. I think the side effects, in the past, have been overlooked because we didn't really have another alternative to it. LED is going to definitely do that for us.
Good.
We'll be able to replace basically every single lamp that we're currently using, both fluorescent, compact fluorescent, and incandescent, with an LED lamp. And that's the movement that Philips has, and that's what I've been following behind with them. The amount of time it's going to take, I think by 2014, those prices are going to be in a place where you'll see all of this product in Home Depot and Lowe's, in different specialty stores like mine. Once that's out there and to the general public, it's really going to be it's going to dominate our market.
And it's going to reduce the price even quicker because there'll be more of it out there to meet the supply and demand. Exactly.
Yeah, so we've been anxiously awaiting this for 10 years for these things to take fruition, and it's finally at that stage. Now, we have some other great LED products that we're currently using that aren't necessarily the basic replacement lights to the to the compact fluorescent or the incandescent lamps. I'm using a lot of LED tape lighting, and
now, the LED or LED tape lighting?
Yes.
Okay, that's a little flat, kind of like a thing you can hold on to.
That's
correct. Is there any heat source to that?
It's funny. A lot of people say that LED doesn't produce heat, and that's a myth. There is heat in it. Okay. It's just not the same kind of heat that you're getting with an incandescent.
Okay.
If you were to take a rope light, the typical rope light that you could buy just about anywhere, you've seen people use it for Christmas lighting.
Oh yeah.
A lot of different.
Wrap it around a tree.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's a lot of different things you can do with it. Well, the LED tape light is basically replacing that product because it's using less energy than what that rope lighting was, and we can actually produce a greater volume of light than what the rope light could, with less energy and a little less heat. One of the things that I wanted to show you was an actual LED application that we've done in our studio. Over the years, we've done a lot of situations where we've put in rope lighting in barrel ceilings or in some type of a cove. And the biggest complaint I always got out of rope lighting was, it puts a pretty cool light up there, but it just doesn't quite punch it. The great thing that we have with LED tape light now is it gives us a tremendous amount of light. It's actually about 7 times the light levels of what we were getting out of the rope lighting. I have an application shot here in my studio of a barrel that we did that initially when we put it in with rope lighting. And basically what had happened is I got about a foot worth of light coming out of it. And as you can see now with the LED, I can get a full range of light all the way to where it's touching. It really creates a much more dramatic effect in the space. Plus with it being dimmable, we don't have to have it going over the top like that. It definitely gives you a much more aesthetic feel, and it accentuates the architecture in a house. I wanted to show you guys another cool application. Now this isn't so much towards lighting, this is more towards the electrical design that we do. One of the biggest complaints I would get from clients was they were spending thousands and thousands of dollars on tile backsplash. Well, the electrical contractor would typically come in right behind them and cut in electrical outlets right in the middle of a great pattern, or end up messing up the tile in some way. One of the tricks that we've come up with is actually utilizing plug strips or plug molds up underneath the cabinets. You can see across my backsplash, it's free of any outlets. And basically what we've done is allowed for our outlets to be placed up underneath the cabinet, and it's hidden out of the way. It's a lot more convenient, and it allows for that very clean look across the backsplash. In the long run, what Congress is trying to do is they are trying to drive us as a country to a more energy efficient product. It's just taken some of the manufacturers' time, and they all see that LED is the future. It's where it's going, and they want to. The manufacturers weren't ready for that. I think when LED first came out, there was over 4,000 startup companies, and there was no regulations on it. There was no law saying this is how you can rate this lamp, this is how you can quantify its lumen counts and all of these things. So we had a lot of outrageous claims that LED lamps were lasting 100,000 hours, they would never burn out. Now you're starting to see more companies coming out with 50,000 hours or 25,000 hours, which is still a huge number when you're looking at an incandescent lamp that normally lasts 2,500 hours. Correct. So we're 10 times over what the incandescent lamp is. So that in itself is energy efficient.
Okay.
We're going to reach a point where we won't probably have any incandescent lamps out there. Okay. Because the LED technology will be in place and the pricing on it will be in a situation. When the compact fluorescents first came out, they were in the $100 price range.
Yes, I remember that.
And they weren't great.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best product that was out there. Now you can get them for $1.
Oh, I can get them for free.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they'll hand them out to you at the grocery store for buying a loaf of bread. Or something. Yeah. So, that is where LED will be going.
I believe that. Yes.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time.
That's the reason why I wanted to get people exposed to what you do, because I truly believe you have a unique situation, and because of your experience in this field, there's not a whole lot of lighting specialists like you in this area. And I wanted to introduce you to the public to let them know, hey, there's these kind of people out there.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that.
Hey, thank
it
you.
Definitely helps me. Yeah, I appreciate you giving me the time today.
My pleasure.